Modern supercars versus 90s icons. Why the numbers don't tell the whole story. Let's be honest, on paper, this isn't even a competition. A brand new Ferrari SF90 straight ale will absolutely dominate a Ferrari F40 in almost every measurable way. A modern Porsche 911 Turbo S will out-accelerate, out-brake, and out-corner a Toyota Supra without even trying. Today's cars launch harder, shift faster, and generate more grip than engineers in the 1990s could have imagined. So if modern supercars are objectively better, faster, safer, more advanced, why do so many enthusiasts still say the 90s cars had more soul? Why do collectors pay millions for analog legends when modern machines can run circles around them? Today, we're diving into that question. And by the end of this video, you might realize that the numbers we obsess over don't tell the whole story. The evolution of speed. Let's start with the obvious. Performance. Modern supercars exist in a completely different universe of speed. Hybrid systems deliver instant torque. Dual-clutch transmissions shift in milliseconds. All-wheel drive systems distribute power with surgical precision. The Ferrari SF90 Stradale produces nearly 1,000 horsepower with the help of electric motors. It rockets to 60 mph in under 2.5 seconds. That level of performance used to belong exclusively to purpose-built race cars. In contrast, the Ferrari F40, once considered terrifyingly fast, makes around 470 horsepower. In its day, it was outrageous. Today, family sedans can approach its acceleration figures. But here's the key. In the 1990s, 470 horsepower felt overwhelming. Tire technology was less advanced. Aerodynamics were simpler. Electronic stability systems barely existed. The sense of speed wasn't just about acceleration, it was about vulnerability. Modern speed feels controlled. 90s speed felt dangerous, and danger heightens emotion. Mechanical involvement. One of the biggest differences between generations is how much the driver is involved. Take the Lamborghini Diablo. The clutch was heavy. The steering demanded strength at low speeds. The gearbox required deliberate physical input. There were no driving modes to soften throttle response, no advanced traction control to save you from mistakes. Driving it wasn't convenient. It was engaging. You had to understand the machine. You had to respect it. Every gear change, every throttle input, every corner required your attention. Compare that to a modern dual-clutch supercar. You pull a paddle. The car executes the perfect shift. Launch control optimizes wheel spin better than any human could. Stability systems predict loss of traction before it happens. It's incredible engineering. But it removes layers of human input. In the 90s, the driver was part of the equation. Today, the computer often finishes the math for you. That difference changes the emotional experience entirely. Engineering philosophy, purity versus optimization. The 1990s represented a unique era in automotive design. Regulations were lighter. Emission standards were less restrictive. Digital systems were limited. Engineers had fewer electronic tools, so they focused on mechanical excellence. The McLaren F1 is perhaps the purest example. A naturally aspirated V12. A 6-speed manual gearbox. A central driving position designed purely around balance and feel. No traction control. No stability management. No hybrid assistance. The philosophy was simple. Build the ultimate driver's car. Now, look at a modern hypercar like the Bugatti Chiron. It's a masterpiece of optimization. Quad turbochargers. Advanced active aerodynamics. Adaptive suspension. Sophisticated cooling systems. Layers of software managing every variable. It's a triumph of technology. But the goal is different. Modern supercars are engineered to be accessible at extreme performance levels. They're designed to allow ordinary drivers to safely handle extraordinary speed. The 90s cars didn't prioritize accessibility, they prioritized intensity. That philosophical shift is subtle but powerful. Analog feedback versus digital filtering. Another major difference lies in feedback. Modern supercars often use electric power steering systems. These systems are efficient and tunable, but they can filter out road feel. Active suspension absorbs imperfections before they reach the cabin. Engine sound is sometimes enhanced through speakers. The experience is refined. But refinement can come at a cost. Think about the Porsche Carrera GT. Known for its demanding clutch and razor-sharp handling, it communicates constantly with the driver. The steering talks. The chassis reacts immediately. There's no artificial smoothing. Or consider the turbo surge of a Nissan Skyline GTR. Boost builds, then hits with a rush. It's not perfectly linear, it's dramatic. Modern cars aim for seamless power delivery, linear acceleration, predictable behavior. But sometimes, unpredictability creates excitement. When a car surprises you, when it demands correction and awareness, it feels alive. Modern supercars feel precise. 90s icons often felt emotional. Sound and sensory experience. Sound is one of the most emotional aspects of any car. In the 1990s, naturally aspirated engines dominated the supercar world. They screamed at high RPM. Intake noise filled the cabin. Exhaust systems were loud, raw, and unapologetic. Today, emissions and noise regulations have changed everything. Turbocharging is common. Hybrid systems add complexity. Particulate filters muffle exhaust notes. Many modern cars still sound fantastic, but some rely on artificial enhancement through speakers. In older cars, what you heard was mechanical reality, combustion, induction, gear whine. The lack of insulation meant you felt everything. Vibrations through the chassis, heat from the engine, the smell of fuel and oil. Modern cars isolate you from those sensations. They're more comfortable, more livable, but sometimes comfort dulls intensity. And intensity is what people remember. If you appreciate conversations that go deeper than horsepower numbers and lap times, if you care about what driving actually feels like, make sure you subscribe. Because we're not just comparing cars. We're exploring the philosophy behind them. And in the next video, we're going to break down whether manual transmissions truly have a future in the supercar world, or if they're destined to become collector-only relics. The role of fear. This might sound controversial, but fear plays a role in why 90s cars feel more special. Not reckless fear, but respectful fear. When you drove a high-powered car in the 90s, you knew mistakes had consequences. There were fewer safety nets, fewer driver aids, less intervention. That awareness heightened your senses. Your heart rate increased. Your focus sharpened. Every corner required commitment. Modern supercars are engineered to protect you. Stability systems intervene. All-wheel drive systems maximize traction. Carbon ceramic brakes deliver astonishing stopping power. You can drive incredibly fast and feel relatively secure. That's a good thing. It makes performance accessible. Why we romanticize the 90s. There's also a psychological factor. The 1990s represent a transitional era, the last chapter before digital domination. Cars from that time sit at the edge between analog and modern. They had enough technology to be reliable and powerful, but not so much that software controlled everything. For many enthusiasts, that balance feels perfect. It's not just nostalgia, it's about simplicity, about understanding how something works, about feeling like your skill makes the difference. Modern cars are astonishingly capable, but they can feel like black boxes, complex systems operating beyond your direct influence. The truth about progress. Here's the honest truth. Modern supercars are better machines. They're faster, they're safer, they're more reliable, they're more efficient. From an engineering perspective, progress is undeniable. But greatness isn't defined only by improvement. A stopwatch measures speed. A dyno measures horsepower. A data logger measures lap times. The real question. So here's the real question. If you had the keys to a brand new, technologically advanced modern supercar, and right next to it sat a raw 90s legend, which one are you choosing for a weekend drive? Do you want perfection? Or do you want personality? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into automotive philosophy, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.